Welcome back to the next video. In today's video I will show you how to do Apple sign in inside your Flutter application without any third-party library. Now this will be only for iOS because sign in with Apple makes only sense on iOS or on Apple platform. It does not make any sense on Android. I think if you want to integrate with Android, you might have to use a web API. I don't think there is a Kotlin code available for it, and like Apple is not gonna waste time supporting Android platform. I'm not sure, I haven't looked into it, but yeah, sign in with Apple mostly makes sense on iOS or Apple platforms. Now here is the output for it. So I want to show you guys something. So here, as you can see, you will once you click on sign in with Apple, you will get a name, email. So the user can change his name as well. Like, even though it is showing something here, if you click on the X button, he can change the first name and last name, and that first name and last name will be changed only for your application, not for his Apple ID. So suppose he doesn't want to show his first name or last name, he can completely remove that as well. Also he can hide his email as well. So I think if he in case if he hides his email, you won't get the proper email ID as well. So be careful with that. Also, if you try to sign in for the first time in your application using sign in with Apple, you might get first name, last name, email as well, but for the second time you won't get those things. You will only get a token, so you will have to decode the email, but from that token you won't get the first name and last name. So be careful. While doing signing with Apple for the first time, you store all the details which you require. So there is no sign out functionality as well, as far as I have checked. As of September 2023, there is no sign out functionality as far as I have checked. It might be available in the future, but if your user wants to remove Apple sign in, he will have to explicitly uninstall your app or remove it from the settings. So yeah, let's get started. So here I have created my Flutter application, and inside main.dart I have refactored my homepage widget to take a column, and inside that I have taken a center widget and applied some padding, and I have taken a size box of width and height of 100. Inside that I have taken my Apple sign in button view, and if you go to this, I have created a custom widget for this, or a stateful widget for it. So here I have defined our method channel first, and this won't work for Android, so you can just, if you want, give some placeholder or whatever, but for iOS this is like boilerplate code. And once the platform is created and once the user has successfully logged in, we will get the callback from native side to Flutter side with all the details like email, first name, last name, whatever you are asking for. So that's what this is. Now let's go to your Flutter application. Like, open this inside Xcode, go to runner, make sure inside capabilities you add this sign in with Apple. Just click on plus capability and search for sign in with Apple. Next you will have to inside your pod file, you will have to add this pod of JWT decode, and this requires at, I think, iOS 13 or iOS 14. So increase your deployment target as well, because decode, because on subsequent logins we get the token, and from that token we can decode the email. So I have added this, and just do a pod install. Also, to get this pod file, like, this is not automatically present inside the new Flutter versions. Like, once you create a Flutter project, this pod file is not present. So what I have done is that you can create it manually, but just to get it automatically, what I have done, inside pubspec.yaml I have just added this URL launcher iOS. So this automatically creates a pod file. In case if you are working on a real project, you might already have a dependency which creates that pod file, so you don't need to add this URL launcher iOS. Like, this is not necessary for sign in with Apple. I have just added it to create a pod file for us automatically, and inside that you will have to add this pod JWT decode 3.1 version. Next, inside app delegate, I have just registered our Apple sign in button, and I have passed the same ID which we have registered it on the Flutter side. Next, I have defined a factory class, and inside that as usual I have used the same boilerplate code which I have been using previously. Next, what I have done is that I have created a native view, and here, as you can see, firstly you will have to import these two dependencies. Next you will have to extend this delegate as well as this context providing delegate. Then I have created a view as well as this method channel is for sending data from native side to flutter side. And here we are initializing our view as well as initializing our channel, and this should be the same as you have defined it on the Dart side. And here I am calling create native view. Here I am returning our view, and inside create native view I am creating our button as well as adding it to our view. And here I am setting it at the center of our screen and adding an on click listener to our button. So here you can see I'm requesting for full name on email, but if you want more details you can do that as well. And here I'm just presenting our, once the user clicks sign in button, I'm just presenting that model. And here you have to pass a window. This will be a callback once in case if something fails. And here this is all the logic once sign in with Apple becomes successful. So ID and token you will get for first, second, third login as well. So you will get it all the time. And from that a token, here as you can see over here I am decoding the email. So that this is one way to get the email. And the first name, last name and email over here you will only get it for the first time when you log in. So make sure you save it on your server or inside your local storage. Also these are optionals, so this could be nil values, so be careful with that. So here as you can see I'm decoding the token, and here I'm just sending back the data to the flutter side. So yeah, and here is, this is how the ID looks like, and this is how your decoded token looks like. This is like decoded email, and this would be first name, last name, and this would be your email ID. So this is just an example, so that's how you will get it. So yeah, thank you.